This is how the weekend felt looking at your Bitcoin or your crypto portfolio. It was an absolutely bearish weekend. I warned in my Friday video, I said the very next major trend line that we cross, we're either going 10K up above 70 or 10K down below 60. The market chose down and it was a altcoin bloodbath. Bitcoin dropped all the way down to my target of 49K. And you know, it caused me to reflect on some of the predictions that I've made over the last couple months. All of the predictions that I've made have come to pass, but it's hard to gauge when exactly they will happen. The last time we were down at 54K, it seemed apparent to me in the charts that the market wanted to get down to 50K, but it gave us a little pop, a little fake out, and now it's gotten there. Now, personally, I believe the downturn has mostly been satisfied. As I've studied the S&P 500 Magnificent 7 stocks today, I do see a little more room to the downside on a couple of them. Some might have already gotten there. Amazon is one in particular that unless something comes out by surprise or out of the woodwork or a black swan event, I think that it's ready to come out of the oven, man. They're cooked to the downside, hitting, I believe, the 325 SMA or EMA. I forget which one I was looking at, but that's an incredible move down. And I think that it's far more likely that we will see a V-shaped recovery on Amazon. And people like Josh says we shouldn't expect a V-shaped recovery on everything. On a move like this, I am expecting a V-shaped recovery. Why? Because it's all based on recession fears. It's not like anything significant or catalyst telling us that these companies are not going to continue to perform or even perform well in the next couple quarters. It's fear of recession. And everybody's blaming the Fed that he was simply too late. Why? Because we started to get the unemployment data that scared and freaked out the markets, and now they think he's damaged the economy, that he didn't cut fast enough. Or they're taking profits and it's going to send a message to the Fed that they want rate cuts. They don't want one in September and one in December. They want 4 rate cuts this year to assure them that we're going to continue to have a strong economy. That's what's happened. That's what's wrong. We also have bearish weekend news that continues to move the markets. I've been talking about that for the last couple of weeks, that we were going to be news cycle driven. Why? Because a lot of success has already been priced into the S&P. And so now any bit of caution that comes out in any news story and the stocks get slapped down. Well, we profited big time. If you're part of the SWJ family or the Chart Goat University, my personal Discord, if you were part of it on Friday, I alerted put options on Apple. I took a position at $1.94 in a put. And by Monday morning, after it had been announced that Warren Buffett had sold half his Apple bag and stocked up on cash, that one put was up at $15.20. Now, during the live trading session that I did this morning, I told everybody, lock it in profits. I saw 450%, never saw the $15.20 price, but I took profits and locked in 400%. It was a beautiful run. We're going to continue to look for plays like that. In addition, on Sunday night, I dropped 3 important charts. Watching Bitcoin crash the way it did, I knew that it would bring down a couple of our favorite Bitcoin stocks, that being Coin and CleanSpark. Now, in particular, I thought CleanSpark would make a great swing stock trade for the community. And so I told everybody this thing could come down, fill a gap at around $10.63 and pop. And it did just that. It came down. I had a limit order in that got filled, and now it's right beneath $12. And I think that there's actually a ton of opportunity from here, because if Bitcoin has truly bottomed, and I don't know that, right? This satisfied my down target. I have no reason to believe at the moment that we're going down significantly more from here. I don't really see that. And if that's the case, and if you can snag some CleanSpark at those levels, we have the potential of this going up 200, 300%. I think we can get back to a $20 and even a $32 CleanSpark between 2024 and 2025. This is another alert that I gave in the Stocks with Josh Discord. If you don't know what that is, I'll leave a link in the top pinned comment. You can find it at stockswithjosh.com. Come join the community. I do education on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I do live trading on Monday and Friday. And I have to welcome aboard Wolf of Gatsby, who's now got his own channel teaching and giving trade alerts on the SPY. And today, I believe he booked a 90% win for the community. Now, things got choppy later in the day, and I think there was some more in and out. Maybe a little bit got given back. But I can tell you right now, we are delivering wins in that Discord. I hope to see you guys over there. Okay, I'm going to talk to you guys about a couple stocks today that I entered, a couple stocks that I was loading up the boat. And yes, I would say loading the boat. Sometimes that term is thrown around idly. I had a play that finally hit my target, and I bought in some volume, and I even alerted a small option play on that one. I'm going to go into that here in just a minute. This is the Stocks with Josh show. I just want to say thank you guys for hitting the like. It feeds the video out to more viewers. Thank you for dropping a heart, just saying hi in the comment. And if you aren't part of this community, then hit the like and the subscribe and join, because I know you need help trading these choppy markets like that dude at the beginning trying to survive the horrible storm of the moment. It is absolutely incredible how dark it appeared on Sunday with the crypto and Monday with stocks. The Dow Jones gave up 1,000 points. The S&P 500 dropped 3%. That's an incredible move. And on that note, we're also going to cover the SPY, because I've got some opinions as to what's going to happen there next. Now, you guys know that I had predicted that we were in a bull trap when we were above my bearish ascending wedge. We finally broke beneath it. Now, when you compare the current move to the move in 2021, it's quite different. In 2021, we went through a 4 to 6 week distribution cycle. It's really what I've expected us to be in. But right now, going directly from a market all-time high to a 10% drop, which is what we've gotten at this point, that's very different. And again, it kind of speaks to me that we are either on the precipice of all-out Armageddon and possibly World War III, and the markets are just simply going to dump, or this was an overreaction. And you're like, Josh, you got me scared. It could just well be an overreaction. And I am leaning towards the idea that we're going to see a V-shaped recovery. I don't believe we're going to fall into chaos. The FUD, I mean, I'm a little sensitive to it. I'm feeling a little bit of the FUD, a little bit of that fear. But largely, like I said in my Friday video, I'm feeling good about the markets because I was largely cashed up. I remember the series of videos that I talked back when we were above the ascending wedge, and I said, guys, I want you all to get prepared, look seriously at your portfolio, trim, close out positions. I told everybody, now you remember, because I've told you guys in the last 2 weeks, I said, small position size last week, small risk. If you guys had followed me in both of those moves, you'd probably feel a little bit more confident now and a little bit more interested in buying. I've been loading my bags with crypto. We're going to talk about crypto tomorrow with the video with Tim. We're going to do Technical Tuesdays with Tim, and we're going to deep dive what exactly is going on. We're going to be looking at legacy coins and altcoins. Don't miss it, because I've been doing a ton of charting in preparation of that video and buying. So I'll let you know exactly what I bought today, tomorrow, in that Technical Tuesdays with Tim video. I think it's going to be great. All right, let's talk about a couple charts. And let me show you guys what I see in that S&P 500. Okay, guys, the goal of this page is to keep charting simple and help people understand what's going on and what I see, and not throw a bunch of indicators on this page. Here's what has to happen. This is the new chart goat prediction. Guys, we got to get back to 544. Now, this is the minimum move. Even if we're going to continue in a bear trend, we would know that if we get up to 544 and get rejected. So it's extremely important that we don't get rejected at 544, okay? That's extremely important. If we did, then we need to know that this whole market's going to go down 20% from the recent top of 565. So we're going to be watching 544. Now, these little box here beneath us between 505 and 498, that's the additional room that I believe the market can come down tomorrow or this week. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that we will go down and get that, but this is really the largest support zone that we've got in the area. And so we have to account that this gap down, that we'll see a little bit more steam to the downside. And I think that's where we could potentially bounce. And then from there, if we get a nice green candle making a new high above 517, then I think we go back to 544. And that's where the big test is going to occur. And if we stop at 544 and we get rejected and we see more selling pressure, then we need to prepare for that 20% move down. If we can actually get above 544, we have to get all the way back up to 565 and get to the top of this channel And that would tell us that the bull run of 2024 is still on 100%. All right, the next stock is one that I made a bold prediction on the night before their earnings, and I got a lot of heat. I had people coming on my page saying, Josh, you were wrong about this thing going down. Well, let's go look at the chart and see how that turned out in just the last 10 days. We're talking Netflix. That exact prediction was made July 19th, a very volatile day in the market, and I said that we were going to come back and hit 601. There's my snapped line. Not only did we hit it, but we blast through it. Now, I took my own advice, and the second time I covered this, which was right here, I said, guys, if we get above 650, we can go back to all-time highs. But if we can't stay above 639, it's time to go short. I did that, wrote that down. Now, I cashed in on Friday right around this 611 mark, and should have held them. Didn't want to get greedy. But here's what I want you guys to know. This is the current trade range. 623 on the high end, okay, and 578 on the current low end. Does that mean that it can't go any lower than that? No. It just means that this is the current trade range that I can see Netflix hitting this week. Now, I want to show you guys one more thing that needs to concern us regarding the Netflix chart. And it's this pretty obvious head and shoulders pattern that could be forming, bringing the price down to this 550 level, and then potentially back up to 639. I mean, I don't know how this will play out, but this shape is just so dang well defined. If this 578 doesn't hold, then I will be coming back here telling you, watch out for this to go down all the way to 550. At the moment, I would say that it's far more likely that we'll bounce at 578 and get back up to 623 before Netflix chooses to go down any lower. Now, the next stock is really the most important stock in the S&P 500 in my view right now, and you know who I'm talking about. Why am I calling it the most important stock? Because of all of 2023 and all of 2024, it single-handedly, most of the time, did the heavy lifting for the S&P. But today was the exact opposite. We're talking Nvidia, right? Coming under a lot of FUD. Now, there are a lot of FUD surrounding Nvidia and talking about their chips and different solutions that the other big tech companies are going to be taking and not buying their chip. But a lot of that's turned out to not necessarily be true. These guys are reporting earnings by the end of this month, and there's so much opportunity in this company. And I had been saying that when it was back at 140, that we wanted to get into it. When it was down 30%, we got there and a little bit lower. And so what did I do? I bought. Why did I buy? Because I'm sticking to my trade plan. I'm not being driven by emotions. This is a great company. Nancy Pelosi's husband has loaded up as well, and so has Stocks with Josh. In addition to that, I alerted the Stocks with Josh family that I was taking a call position. Now, a very small position. I will scale. I'll drop 10, 20 more the minute I begin to see it move. Possibly that could be tomorrow. My minimum expected move is going to be back to 110. I think we got to go to 110 before going any lower. I think that buyers will come in at this level and give it the benefit of the doubt that it's oversold and needs to cool off. So you got to remember, a lot of trading is algorithmic, and this thing has already gone down far enough. It's time for it to potentially go up higher. Let me show you that chart. All right, this is the game plan. You guys can screenshot your chart right now, and I'm telling you, I'm going to trade this all the way along. We'll see if it plays out the way that I'm thinking it will. We have a bullish descending channel. These typically, the price ends up moving back to the top of the range, and they typically are continuation patterns that break to the upside. This is an extreme oversold condition. A lot of red candles here, a lot of profit taking here, a lot of FUD right here. I see an inverse head and shoulders pattern with a neckline at really, there's one right around 116, but you could also argue that it's at 120. The last time I covered Nvidia, I told everybody, I said 116, if it doesn't hold, this thing's going short. It sure did. Came all the way down to our target, hit lower than my target of 94, hit 90. Now I think it's bounce time. Now I'm personally going to take some risk, and I'm going to be looking for a move back to that neckline of 116. Now, the fact that things don't go straight up or straight down, I believe between 110 and 116, it's going to get really choppy, right? That may potentially give us the right shoulder of our inverse head and shoulder pattern, and then we could possibly get up to the top of our range back to 122. How long would this take? Definitely going to take us till the end of this month to see anything like this. It's not guaranteed. It's not a suggestion for what you should do. Everything I'm doing on this page and everything that I'm doing in the Chart Goat University is all about my trading. It isn't really for you. It's what I'm doing to make money. It's what I'm doing to make Wall Street my ATM. I'm simply sharing my journey with you, which means there's times I'm going to be right, there's times I'm going to be wrong, but the community is getting bigger and stronger, and I just love the people that we've got in there who are contributing and answering questions. There's always a couple bad apples. There's people that complain, people that get confused, people that say, you said this or you said that, and they didn't understand the game plan. What I want you to understand is this, okay? I'm dropping classes in there, right? 2 times a week. And then after that, I'm actually going to be live trading and talking about the classes that I dropped. I'm going to be talking about the lessons that we learn. And so this is a journey. And I want you to decide before you join any of the higher tiers, I want you to decide whether or not you've got the time for it and whether or not you can commit to it for a minimum 3, 6, 9 months, 12 months wouldn't be unreasonable. We're talking about investing in you and following another trader so you can figure out how to become a better trader. I hear people complain about others. I hear them complain about themselves. Most of all, I saw it again, right? Something went up, something went down. Somebody says that the minute they bought it, it went down because that's what always happens. Guys, when you have that mentality, and you've heard me say it before, you're feeding the past. Chart Goat University is about feeding the future. So check it out. Hope you guys enjoyed these technicals. We're going to be finding those gems. We're going to be doing the swing trades and the options and the long-term investing. I'm going to add a channel in there for long-term investing. It's growing. Markets are crazy. Markets are choppy. I would still advise lower position size, especially because we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, right? And there's going to be time to scale. Once we know that we're right, we can ramp up our position easily. That's the way I do it. Peace and blessings. Hit that like and subscribe. Take care. Talk to you soon.